How long has it been since you talked to her, Mom? What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Stephen J. And I'm here with Simply Steve, and we're talking about wrestling. Ah, man. We're going to start off on a somber note. As you can see behind us, man, the word is out that the Ultimate Warrior passed away. The latest info was that he was in, was it Arizona or Vegas? And he was actually walking to his car out of the hotel with his wife, and he collapsed. They called ambulance, took him to the hospital, and he was pronounced dead at the hospital. He was 54. So, you know, my heart and my prayers go out to him and his family and his daughters. Everyone that basically knew him. I was a fan of the Ultimate Warrior when I was a kid, simply for the fact that dude has so much energy. And I'm trying to think, Hulk Hogan had built up energy, you know what I mean? Like, he built you up. As soon as Ultimate Warrior's music hit, man, he just to the ring. I remember when he first fought the Honky Tonk Man, and that music played, and he came down, shot to the ring, he did his thing, beat the Honky Tonk Man in like 8 seconds or whatever it was, got his title, ran around the ring, ran back in the back. It was it. I remember then when he left, and then remember when he came back. He actually came back at a WrestleMania, and he fought against Triple H. And as soon as his music hit, everybody did it. Actually, matter of fact, people jumped up on their seats when they heard Triple H's music, his first music, when he was like all this, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. But when Triple H's music hit, everybody jumped up and they were screaming because they knew he was going to face the Ultimate Warrior. Warrior came out, decimated Triple H, and you know, he had his problems with Hulk Hogan, Vince McMahon, and those guys. But you know, he was one. My favorite memory of him is when he fought Hulk Hogan and he beat Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. So I'll always be a Warriors fan. And you know, I joked about it the other day. You know, I was looking for an Ultimate Warrior to say something stupid because I still feel like he thought that, you know, he was the Ultimate Warrior. Like, I remember when he had a feud with Hercules, and he was like the gods, and he really thought it. So even on Monday night when he came out, man, and he put on the mask, as you see, and he was like, "Let me hear you Warriors." First of all, he sounded the same. He didn't look like the Warrior, you know, he's older, and, you know, his hair shorter and stuff like that, but the people gave him what he wanted, man, and that was that accolades. He wanted that limelight, and he wanted to hear, you know, them screaming his name. I mean, just by looking at the jubilation on his face, that's what he lived for. I live for Christ. That's me. I live for Jesus Christ. If that can be very addicting, you know, and that's why I guess a lot of wrestlers find it hard to walk away from the business like they do, which is why they still do, even when they're not on top. When there was basically 2.5 companies, WWE, WCW, and ECW. I'm not on WWE, they go to WCW. Not on WCW, you go to ECW. You can't get on ECW, you go to one of the independent guys, either Florida Championship Wrestling, someplace down in Oklahoma, or Japan Pro Wrestling, or down in Mexico. They go here. They just can't give up the adulation of somebody screaming their name and stuff like that. And it's unfortunate, but you know, again, my prayers goes out to his family, his wife, and his 2 little girls. I mean, dude was just on Raw the day before. And matter of fact, on Twitter, some guy posted, he was like, "Hey, I saw the Ultimate Warrior in the airport," and he took a picture with it. Ultimate Warrior was nice enough to take. That's the one thing I heard about the Warrior. You met him on the street. He was very giving, and you know, he didn't mind signing an autograph or getting a picture with you. So some guy tweeted a picture with him and Ultimate Warrior in the airport, and that was like in the morning, he said. So around 5 that evening is when he passed away. So that's a shame. So But we're gonna talk about Monday Night Raw. So he don't know nothing about the Warrior.
Fortunately, I don't.
The Warrior wasn't available in his time. He was, because if you remember the NWO in WCW, the Ultimate Warrior got signed.
I looked up the NWO.
And so you don't know nothing about the NWO?
I mean, I just know I know how a big impact that they had in
okay,
WCW.
but
I watched the DVD.
In the NWO, they had like so many other subgroups, but then they signed the Ultimate Warrior, and it was One Warrior Nation, OWN. When he came out, it was like One Warrior Nation, and he had his impact there, but it just wasn't the same how he was when he was in the WWF. But we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We're going to go over that. So, it starts out Daniel Bryan coming out, and let me just tell you something. What I said, we're going to get to it. Daniel Bryan comes out, and Triple H comes out and challenges for the title. So, kind of looking forward to that. But let me just give y'all a sneak peek on how you know it ain't going to go down. If they about to fight like 5 minutes or 10 minutes before the show's about to end, 9 out of 10 times, the fight's never going to happen. Somebody's going to interrupt, somebody's going to get jumped or whatever. Just a note. Another note is like if you ever go to the movie theaters and when the movie's over, if it's still dark, there's still something to see. Once the light comes on, then you know the movie's over. But if the lights stay off, dim, especially in Marvel movies, when there's always a highlight, if it's still dark while the credits going on, then that means that they want you to stay to see what's after the end or whatever. Same thing with WWE. If it's 10 minutes and the match hasn't really started yet before the end of the show, it's probably not going to happen. So Triple H comes out and he challenges Daniel Bryan. Overall, I'm going to give the show. I'm going to give the show an A. I'm going to give the show an A, only because it's the day after WrestleMania. Everyone's excited about two things: Undertaker getting beat by Brock Lesnar, and Daniel Bryan winning the World Heavyweight Championship. So I give it an A. What you give it?
For the Raw after WrestleMania, it's pretty much resetting now to next year's WrestleMania. So and big things happen the Raw after WrestleMania. And for that one right there, it was pretty good Raw to say, all right, WrestleMania is over, it's behind us, let's start moving forward.
So what grade would you give it?
You give it an A too.
You give it an A. So next match was a 6-man tag. You had the Wyatt versus Cena, Sheamus, and Big E. Overall, that was an excellent match. I enjoyed it, and it wasn't because of Cena. But what made the match so enjoyable for me was the fans in the Silverdome, as Hulk Hogan says, but we know it was Superdome. But the fans was just so pro-Wyatt. They booed Sheamus, they booed Big E, they definitely booed Cena. But just that they were so pro-Wyatt that they love Bray Wyatt, they love Luke Harper, and what's the other guy's name? Eric Rowan. They love these guys. And they come out, New Orleans, we're here. So it's catching on. I don't think there'll be a face. I don't think they'll have a face turn. I think there'll be a heel turn, as long as they go after Cena. But I loved it. The match was. I give that match, that 6-man tag, an A, because it was good action actually in the ring, and it was actually good fan participation at the Superdome. I think something just before Bray gave Big E his sister Abigail, the fans were calling for it, right? They were saying Bray's gonna get you. Bray's gonna get you. So I just loved it. It was a good. Then you had Fandango versus Santino. Yo, how many times we gonna see Fandango versus Santino and his dippy chick? Summer Rae, I like Summer Rae, but that dippy chick,
Emma,
that's just stupid, man. It's stupid.
I think she's on the main roster now.
So again, I'm tired of seeing them wrestle on Monday Night Raw, on SmackDown, on Main Event, on the internet, in my backyard, in my front yard, at the supermarket, in Walmart. I'm getting sick and tired of them already. Enough with it. I give it an F+, F-. if there's such a thing. Then we had Orton and Batista go up against the Usos. They killed the Usos. Demolished, destroyed those guys. So I liked it. Again, it would have been kind of hot and sweet if they would actually, because it was for the tag, for the belt. But you know, they just wanted to beat them down or whatever. But it looks like they're trying to reform Evolution. And here's the thing: if I'm Randy Orton, why would I want to reform Evolution when I was just the World Heavyweight Champion? Number one, Evolution dogged me because I won the title. And yeah, it's cool to come back, it's cool to reminisce, but why would I want to go back into a group, follow Triple H's lead while he becomes World Heavyweight Champion, or Batista?
As a matter of fact, Randy Orton has said on a numerous amount of times already that he doesn't do well with groups or teams unless, you know, he's running the solo show. Like he was with Legacy. You know, that was all his.
I actually like Legacy, but he was a jerk with Legacy. He just treated everybody bad as Legacy, but you know. So then you had Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. They came out, and everything Paul Heyman said, I agree with him 100%. And you know, yeah, there is that word that I haven't heard any legit proof that, you know, they said the Undertaker went to the hospital. He collapsed out after he got backstage, and he was taken to the hospital. Vince McMahon drove with him. I haven't heard any other reports if he's okay or whatever, but that just goes to show what I said before, and that's take is old, man. And even though it's one match a year, depending on how old, Undertaker's been wrestling, God, for what, 3 decades, and I don't even know how old he is, but that's hard on your body. You can't do that stuff even if you take off. It shows in the match that, hey, even though you take off a year, I don't know if he's doing any training or not, but still, that's kind of hard on your body.
I kind of personally think right there that was Taker's last match. He's done now.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestlers, you know, when they they know when it's their time. Like, for example, when Flair was facing Shawn Michaels, you kind of knew it was over for Flair. He was begging for the future music. Even Shawn Michaels wanted to lose and retire at WrestleMania. Yeah, they just know it's their time.
And even Shawn said, are you man enough to do it? Take out your legend. Take out your hero. So what would be cool is the Undertaker comes back for one match. Not one match, but to pass the buck, so to speak. So who's going to be the new Dark Side? You have the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt. You have the Shield.
The Shield is face.
It doesn't matter. You have the Shield. So I would kind of like him to pass it on to Bray Wyatt. Or, I mean, he could pass it on to Kane for all I know. That's his brother. But I think Bray Wyatt. I like the Shield, but I like Bray Wyatt. Then you had Wade Barrett, Bad News Barrett against Rey Mysterio. Yo, the crowd loves Wade Barrett. I hate to inform you, but I got some bad news. So they was pro Barrett that match, and Wade beat Rey Mysterio. I love with the bull hammer. So I guess they're gonna plug that Bad News Barrett. I mean, just let it be Wade Barrett. I don't need the Bad News Barrett. Just let it be Wade Barrett.
What I want to know is why they booing everybody now just for the heels now. They go.
Everybody loves the bad guy.
I guess so.
So then you had some chick. Oh my God, this chick is white. She is. I think she's whiter than Sheamus' chest. But her name is Paige from NXT. She's actually down the street from us. We could probably go see her. But I didn't know who she was. So they said, oh, NXT Paige, she's the Divas, NXT Divas champ. Whatever, she comes out And I'm sorry. AJ's trying to put her in that Black Widow, and then Paige somehow gets out. All she did was clip her, and AJ falls over and gets the pin. That was stupid. You know how stupid that was, that it just didn't sell right? I'll take you back. You remember when, told you we do history here too. You remember when Owen Hart dropped Steve Austin on his head, and Steve Austin was paralyzed? Austin knew Owen Hart was hurt. No, Owen knew that Owen Hart dropped Steve Austin on his head, and he was paralyzed. Owen Hart knew that Steve Austin was hurt, and he didn't know what to do, so he stood there and like looked and hoping that Steve can like grab him by the legs, because it's just like, I'm sitting there like watching him like, hey, Austin's hurt, and he grabs Owen like this, and you didn't see no effort from Austin to hold Owen Hart down, and he got the pin. And you know, Owen sold it like he was angry, but Steve Austin was hurt. This was the same thing, except but the hit that she gave AJ, and AJ falls down and she got the pin.
I don't even know what she did. Like, all I know is I looked up and it was over.
She hit her back of her leg, and AJ so-called flipped or whatever. I mean, get the heck out of here. That's why I don't really watch the Divas at all. I mean, the chick is white. I don't know if she got really dark hair to make her look that white, but oh my goodness, she needs a tan. So then, Cesaro comes out with
Hulk Hogan.
And Hulk Hogan presents him with the trophy, and then Zeb Coulter comes down with Cesaro. Zeb is talking, and Zeb's like, "You wasn't American, but I let you in, and this, that, and the other." And you saw what was coming. He was like, "He's a Zeb Coulter guy." And then
the moment you said that, I knew it was going to happen.
Cesaro said, "You know, I'm not a Zeb Coulter guy. I'm a Paul Heyman guy." Did I not say? Go back and check the videos. I said Cesaro. Matter of fact, I said at WrestleMania, Cesaro is gonna leave the Real Americans. I didn't see him going to Paul Heyman.
I thought he was gonna go on his own.
But I kind of like it with Paul Heyman. But I mean, if Brock is gonna go after the World Heavyweight Champion, unless they go back and split the titles back up, SmackDown Champion, Raw Champion, then okay. But the unified champion, no, it's not working, because I don't think it works just because you're denying opportunities to guys on SmackDown like Del Rio, like that new Russian dude, or Big E, Big Show, that can actually go, Dolph Ziggler, that can go for the heavyweight title. You're denying them because it's only one guy. I don't like that, because those guys don't get that opportunity to be heavyweight champion. I loved it when it was Raw versus SmackDown, and they actually had the pay-per-view where Raw versus SmackDown. I love the fact when they had the draft, who's going to go to SmackDown, who's going to stay to Raw, and stuff like that. I love that part, but now with just the one title, but I called it that he was going to leave the Real Americans. We the people.
Well, there was a lot of tension in the Real Americans already, so you already knew they was going to break.
No. When he started doing the swing-a-rooney, I knew that he was going to leave, because people were cheering him, and every time Swagger got in the ring, they booed him. So, I mean, come on. So Cesaro leaves the Real Americans. Swagger comes out, he attacks him, breaks his statue. So then they have a match where Cesaro wins because Swagger counts out. So I guess we got to go through that feud, which is really, it's not going to be a good feud. Let me tell you why. The Primetime Players wasn't a really good feud.
But they had like one match and all that.
And it's just, okay, Swagger possibly, unless he comes up with a new gimmick, it's done for him. I just don't see him, and that's a shame, because I thought he was pretty good as a heavyweight champion when he lost to the Big Show, or whoever he lost to. But I thought that, you know, he has really good in-ring ability, but that's about it. But I think it's pretty much done for him. Maybe they need to send him to Florida Championship Wrestling to get some more skills or whatever. But that's about it. Then, you know, the last match was supposed to be Triple H and Daniel Bryan for the title. Orton and Batista comes out, and they jump Daniel Bryan, beat him down. Triple H comes out to the ring, and he's about to.
Kane came out first and chokeslammed Daniel.
He's about to get the pin over Daniel Bryan, but then the Shield come down, and you kind of knew what was happening. They all get in the ring, and Roman Reigns spears Triple H, and then they're going at it with Kane, and this, that, and that was exciting. That was exciting. Then Daniel Bryan finally wakes up, needs, who did he need? Triple H. He needs Triple H, and now Triple H says something about a war. As a matter of fact, if you go on Twitter, Triple H threatened the Shield and says, I know you by name, and whatever, I'm going to call you out, this yada, 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 this crap. So, it looks like, and I missed it, I know the next day, the Shield versus the Wyatts happened.
Shield won.
The Shield obviously won. I didn't get a chance to see it. It was my anniversary yesterday, so we went to Disney World to do the love thing. It was Monday Night Raw was good. So what we're going to talk about now is what do you think? Because think about it. After WrestleMania last year, I forgot. That Russian guy came out.
Oh yeah, Alexander
Rusev, and he fought Zack Ryder. Why they gotta give Zack Ryder? Why does Zack Ryder have to be the SD Jones? Look up SD Jones. SD, Special Delivery Jones, from the WWE FDs. He was the go-to guy he was like the Brooklyn Brawler. Let's just throw our new guys to fight this guy, beat him up just to get him over with the crowd, whether it's good and he gets some pop, or whether he gets some bad and he goes over bad and gets booed. But if you get good crowd reaction, whatever. And I'm sorry, but this dude ain't from Russia. He may be from Samoa, but he definitely don't look. The chick look like she from Russia with the hair thing. They trying to play back with Rocky IV and all that, but this dude look like he from Samoa. He could be Rikishi's nephew, The Rock's brother, or whatever, something like that. But he definitely doesn't look like a Russian. I ain't never seen a Russian that looks light-skinned. I mean, he's probably the same complexion. Get out of here with that. But he's here, but yet he hasn't made an impact yet. Who made an impact last year after WrestleMania?
It was Fandango, right?
Fandango did. And he's not riding higher, but who's going to be the breakout superstar that you predicted this year?
It was going to be Cesaro. He was getting a lot of popular last year. I think maybe end of last year.
Anybody else? Yeah. So he said Cesaro. I'm also saying Cesaro is going to be the breakout superstar of the year. Him or Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah.
Him or Roman Reigns is going to be the breakout superstar
of the year. At Survivor Series with like 4 straight spears, eliminating everybody.
And I like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins kind of reminds me of an Owen Hart, because he's like quick. I love his move when he steps on your face or whatever, something like that. But I love his moves and stuff like that. But who?
Well, Dean.
Dean's retarded.
I like Dean.
Look up the Spirit Squad. Dean Ambrose reminds me of one of the guys from the Spirit Squad, who, by the way, was one of Dolph Ziggler. But that's who Dean Ambrose reminds me of. The Spirit Squad. So that's my breakout move. I forgot. I also forgot. RVD came back. Rob Van Dam. The crowd was like really with him. So RVD came back, and he
beat Danny and Sandow.
I don't even care who he beat. The fact that he's back, and the crowd gave him "You Still Got It." Rob looks good. He definitely looks good. I think they ought to bring back the hardcore title. I loved it because it was like down and gritty, those guys. But when who had the best frog splash? Was it Rob Van Dam or Eddie Guerrero? The best frog splash.
Oh, Rob Van Dam. No. I think Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero? Why you say Eddie?
Well, I'm just flashing back in mind of how he used to go for it and stuff like that. So this was. I think his is good.
I like Eddie. I like both of them. And the difference between the two, Eddie's was more cute and more finesse. Like he did it and
Like,
he
was like this, something like this. When
he did it and he landed sweet. It looks, when Rob does it, man, it looks like it's gonna put you through the mat. That's how he did it. He looks like he just gonna put you down through the mat. So I gotta give the edge a little bit to Rob Van Dam. As a matter of fact, I thought this quite. Who's the best high flyer? Kofi Kingston, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, who you don't know anything about. No. Rob Van Dam. I remember Owen Hart as the Blue Blazer. He was a really good. Evan Bourne, Sabu from ECW. Who else? Chris Jericho used to be a high flyer. But man, when you see Kofi wrestle, man, and he goes off of that top rope, dude looks like he's about to fly. Definitely looks like he's about to fly. But we're gonna leave it there right now, and Andre the Giant Battle Royal trophy going on. So I want to thank everybody again. We're gonna have just a moment of silence for the Ultimate Warrior, One Warrior Nation. Thank you very much. Hey, matter of fact, if you guys have questions for Stephen J or Simply Steve, hit us up on YouTube, email us on YouTube, and we'll throw your question out there and answer your question, and we'll post when we do our next video. So for Stephen J and Simply Steve, we're talking about wrestling, and we'll see you next week. Peace.